Evening to you, Tula. So, any action there at this point?
Well, Sally, the action has started. The build-up to tomorrow's court appearance by Ace Magashule has already started in earnest. Buses, mini buses ferrying supporters have started arriving at the Loch Logan Park here in Bloemfontein. And earlier on, they were chanting slogans. I think you can see some of them milling around at this Loch Logan Park as they await for more people to arrive, as they seek to send out a message of support to Ace Magashule. Remember, the context to it all, Sally, is that the ANC, in fact, Ace Magashule himself, according to the ANC Deputy Secretary General Jesse Duarte, Ace Magashule himself had indicated that he doesn't want people printing out banners and T-shirts in his name. None of those, we've seen none of those this evening, but people are wearing ANC colors, clad in their ANC colors. It was always going to be a drama playing out on two stages. On the side of the law, a legal drama, but also it was always going to be a political drama with Ace Magashule, the ANC Secretary General, being charged in terms of the Prevention of Corruption and Corrupt Activities Act. PRECA. I am joined by Victor Morris. He is a member of the mayoral committee in the Machabeng local municipality. He is among the people at the forefront of this gathering, and he will talk to me shortly about why they are here. Victor, thank you for talking to me. So what brings you here?
Good evening. Yes, Mr. Simelane, I drove all the way from Welkom to come and support the former premier of the Free State, which is Comrade Ace Magashule, which is currently the SG of the ANC. I am here in my personal capacity to come and support him on the charges, the alleged charges of corruption against him.
All right, you're here to support him. Why do you believe he needs to be supported at this time? Why is it not the case that, like everyone who's charged, let him go face the law? If he's not guilty, he will come out on the end of it. If he is guilty, then of course he deserves to go to jail.
Correctly said, Comrade Mr. Simelane. The reason why I'm here, Comrade Ace Magashule have always maintained that he wants his day in court. And remember, you are innocent up until found guilty in a court of law, not in a court of public opinion. Too many people have said, Comrade Ace this, Comrade Ace that, but nobody has ever proved that he has been involved in corrupt activities. Now, as you can hear, people are talking about he has not played his oversight role, as the premier by then. But he was not, as the premier, he was not alone. There was the provincial executive committee that they have worked with. Why are they isolating him? If one has to take the case that are currently of the COVID-19, in Gauteng, with the issue of Bandile Masuku, the SIU have found that he has not played his oversight role. Why are they not taking him to court as well?
All right, but you are not saying, are you, Victor, that there should be no pursuit of the issues around the asbestos contract? You and I will agree that a lot went wrong in as far as that contract is concerned. So if not Ace Magashule, then who should be responsible for that?
Comrade Ace Magashule have been the political head. And as a politician, you are not the one that has signed off any tenders or contracts or whatsoever. There are directors, HODs that are responsible for those things. Is his signature attached to any of those tenders of the asbestos?
Yeah. All right, lastly and very quickly, what do you think will be the impact of this all on the ANC and its unity? He has been saying, as Ace Magashule, that he doesn't want people mobilizing in his name, printing out banners and T-shirts, and I've been making the point that I don't see any of you having done that this evening. But in terms of the body politic in the ANC, what's going to be the impact of this? Can the ANC survive some of the tones that we've been hearing in interpreting what's happening around Ace Magashule?
We will definitely, the ANC have been there for almost 105, 108 years. It's not for the first time that we are going through those turbulent waters. But I can assure you, Mr. Simelane, the ANC will come out here victorious. And I'm here today to come and support Comrade Ace Magashule. I'll be here tomorrow to support him, and that's it.
All right, thank you for that. That's Victor Morris. He has come out all the way from Machabeng local municipality. He's an MMC there, Sally, and he's just one of the people that have started gathering at this park, milling around at the moment, not much by way of singing and chanting. They were doing that a bit earlier on, and I do think that they still expect a lot more people to continue to descend on this particular park.
Of course, a failure to report corruption, that is not the only charge that he is expected to be facing on Friday. There are other corruption-related charges that we understand will be read to him tomorrow. But you can see the passion coming from that supporter. A lot of people say Ace Magashule did a lot of good in the Free State, supporting people with bursaries. So there's a lot of emotional support for him. But equally, on the other side, we have seen ANC activists who held a press conference saying this, the buck stops with Ntate Magashule. Do you think that tomorrow outside court we are likely to see ANC versus ANC factions?
Yeah, that's quite likely, Sally. You put it right that he is something of a divisive figure. People have, there's no neutrality in as far as Ace Magashule is concerned in the ANC. Even here in the Free State, a few years ago, they were headed for a conference where, he was due to face off with a challenger. I remember in the build-up to that particular conference, those who felt it was time for him to go were quite passionate about their cause to seek to remove him, and those who supported him were equally passionate, and there'd always been some kind of complaints around the staging of provincial conferences. This is way before, of course, he rose to the position of ANC Secretary General, which only serves to raise the stakes, really, and take this drama to a national stage as opposed to a provincial stage. If we want to go back all the way, Sally, you can go back to the time when Musiwa Likota was still in the ANC and still the premier of this particular province, and Ace Magashule was an MEC back then. Even then, he was always a figure that people felt quite strongly about one way or the other. So it is not unthinkable that tomorrow you could see both sides seeking to make their voices heard.
Well, thank you so much for bringing the latest to us from Bloemfontein. That's ENCA anchor Tulesizwe Simelane.